I just realized that I was muted. Hello, everybody. It's good to be here. I just want to get my slides real quick. So yeah, I love to talk about this a lot, and I like talking about professional dressing. I like talking about dressing. I love the psychology of fashion. And so when I got the invitation to have this talk, I was so excited. I was super excited because I believe that fashion is so much more than just the clothes you put on. It affects your psychology, it affects your moods, it affects your efficiency and your delivery. So then niching it down to professional dressing, actually that's what I'm wearing blazer. I'm wearing joggers underneath anyways. is pretty specific, and this is going to be fun. So I don't know if I'm supposed to say anything about all of this, but I think all of this has been said already. So if you don't mind, let's just go into it. So the clothes hanging in your so the clothes hanging in your wardrobe can get you into networks, jobs, mentorship, and mentorship opportunities, and get you opportunities that you have desired for a long time but have not gotten yet. So here's the thing. I know that a lot of people think that fashion is fickle, and I promise you that while fashion can be vain, it is absolutely instrumental to the next levels in your career. Absolutely. I am going to cite actual examples where these things have happened. A friend of mine, friend but client, friend on client, client on friend, told me about some of the issues she had with like scaling in her career and stuff like that. And one of those days when we were hanging out, I went over to her place and I saw some of her work clothes. She works in like a typical office with dress code, business casual slash business professional. I will explain what that means later. And so she had to look a certain way every day. And bruh, her selection of clothes, her wardrobe was not given at all. Wardrobe is the one that is small. I heard that, we learn every day. I learned, I think yesterday, that closet is the one that is very, very plain. Like, those people that have like walk-in closets and it's like 3 rooms combined and all. So wardrobe. And her selection of clothes were just not it. Now listen to me. Every single item in your wardrobe is playing a role. Every single thing you wear every day, whatever the dress code is, whatever environment or scenery your workplace is, whatever you wear is important. Every item of clothing hanging in your wardrobe can get you into those networks that you have envied for a long time, those meetings you've been itching to have, those promotions at your workplace, and just honestly, your clothes can get you a better life, truthfully, right? So fashion and style are very powerful weapons. They are very powerful weapons that, when wielded correctly, can open any door. And yes, I'm saying this with my full chest. This is something I've experienced over and over again. How the way you look can literally get you into meetings without you saying a word. And before I say anything else, I'm talking about confidence and perception in a few minutes. But before I go there, I just want to say this. I want you to have this at the back of your mind for the rest of this webinar. You are seen before you are heard. So if for any reason you have felt that the things you wear doesn't matter because you are so intelligent, you are so brilliant, you are the best in the office, you are earning the most amount, just calm down, right? Your what am I supposed to say? how you look is really important. I thought I was sharing my screen. I just got a message that I wasn't. Please give me a minute. Everybody should be seeing what I'm saying.
No, Amaka, you're sharing your screen. It's completely fine.
Oh,
you can just click present, so it's full screen so we can read it.
All right.
On the top, yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yes, you're welcome.
Thank you, Mida here. Okay, so I was saying fashion and style are very powerful weapons that when wielded correctly can open any door. And I will walk you through how your style choices can both accelerate your career goals and change the quality of your life. These two things, accelerate your career goals and change the quality of your life. And all I ask during this time we have together is that you listen with an open mind, because I know that a lot of people are quite closed off about, what role their personal style might play where achieving their career goals are concerned, right? But just listen with an open mind, and I will prove to you that you'll be sleeping on a gold mine. I think that's cheesy, but I will say it anyways because it's my slide. It's in my slides. You have been sleeping on a gold mine, and I will prove it to you. Haha. Okay. When we talk about dressing for success, there are two things that you need to always remember: perception and confidence. I want you to think very quickly of two people who are absolutely famous. They are celebrities. They are known for one thing or the other, but they are not particularly brilliant. I'm not mentioning names because I'm not trying to diss anybody. I'm just trying to prove a point. I want you to think of people who are absolutely, they are famous, you know their names, even if you don't work in those circles, even if you aren't in the celebrity or whatever circle, you know their names because they are always frontline on the media, all platforms. Someone is always talking about them. Someone is always mentioning something they did. They're always in the news. There's something called perception, right? And there are two aspects to perception. There is what people think about you, and there is what you think about yourself. And the clothes you wear affect these two. There are days that you decide to wear something a little different from what you wear every other day. And if you learn to pay attention to these things, you would notice that it affected your delivery, your work, your mood the entire day, right? For some of us, well, I would say women tend to experience this more than men, right? I mean, from my experience, I might be wrong. But sometimes when you're in a hurry to dress up and leave the house, you're not able to vet your clothes properly. You're not quite sure it fits, but you absolutely need to leave because you can't be late. And then you put something on. And the moment you step outside your gate, you regret what you're wearing already. Let me tell you something. You see, that feeling of regret has already affected your perception of yourself. It doesn't matter that you actually might look good in spite of the fact that you left in a hurry. It doesn't matter that people might pay you compliments and say, oh, you look really good. Oh, this is a nice jacket. Oh, these are really nice pants. Because you weren't absolutely sure of yourself before you left. Because you couldn't look in the mirror and be happy with what you actually saw. It would affect your efficiency, your delivery, and your self-confidence and self-perception for that day. Now compare this to a day when you wear this jacket that you know, as in you know that you always look good in it. You wear this blouse that is absolutely stunning. You wear these pants that flatter you really nicely. You wear this suit and tie, and even if the way you look to yourself, your self-perception is that even if nobody tells me I look good, I will tell myself that, you try. Do you understand? That is the power of perception. And listen, it makes a big deal. It makes such a big deal. There are people that walk into a room and immediately, people walk into a room and immediately you can tell that there is something about this person. Listen, they have not said a word. They haven't answered any questions. They have not made any presentations. They literally just walked into the room, and you can look at them from head to toe and make an assertion, make assumptions, and come to conclusions before they've even said a word. That is the power of perception. Your attire shapes how others perceive you, influencing their first impressions of you and your credibility in a professional setting. You cannot joke with this. This is serious business. You know, if in any other setting you can take chances, but it takes approximately 7 seconds for someone or people to look at you and decide what they think about you. If you get a second chance to actually change that perception, assuming it's a negative one, good for you. But you might not get a second chance. So it's actually really important that you get it right the first time. Dressing for success also involves wearing clothes that boost your confidence. Wearing professional attire can enhance your own confidence. And listen, there is actual research to back this up. Wearing professional attire boosts your mindset and your performance in various situations. I have tried this myself. I have tried this on my clients myself. I have randomly asked people, you know what, for the next 3 days, in spite of the fact that you work from home, I want you to wear this. I don't want you to, lay around in PJs all day. I don't want you to walk from the bed. I want you to work at a desk. I want you to wear a good pair of pants or a two-piece or something that if you had to run out of the house, you can confidently run out in what you're wearing. And listen, it made a difference in their efficiency. It was so obvious. It made a clear difference. Now, one of the issues that we usually have in the workplace, professional setting wise, is our dress codes. And we grew up knowing formal and business casual and all of that, but I focus on business professional, business casual, smart casual, and casual. I focus on these because dress codes have softened and changed over the years. When we were children or younger, the past 10 years, 15 years, you know what lawyers and bankers would usually wear, medical doctors, and a lot of those professions that adhere to a strict dress code. But over time, things have changed and it's a bit more forgiving, right? So we have the business professional, we have the business casual, smart casual, and we have the casual. So the business professional of all of them, I would use the word restrictive carefully because you can have a lot of style variations even with how specific it is. Your suits, your ties, particular colors are allowed. Dress shirts, absolutely. Necklines are important. Modesty with business professional dress code is very important. Now, I need to sound a note of warning. Look, I'm on social media too, right? I see a lot of pictures, workplace infographics describing workplace attires and stuff like that. And please do me a favor and just put all of that out of your mind. Let's not do that. I believe that I have an audience that wants to do better, learn the proper standard way to do things. As you climb up the ladder, you can do whatever you want to do. I mean, Mark Zuckerberg wears a t-shirt and jeans to work every day. He doesn't have to wear a suit and tie, but we are talking about professional dressing, especially for young professionals, right? So while you are climbing up that career ladder, it's very, very important what style choices you make. So let's put out of our minds what everybody else is wearing, what everybody decides is their business professional or is their business casual, and let's stick to what the standards should actually be, right? So for business professional, your jackets are important. The blazers are super important. Your pants need to sit right and fit right. Your shirts need to be actual shirts, like with collars and all that. Pockets need to be in the right places. The camisoles need to stay in one place. So the thing about business professional is when you're wearing something that is moving around a lot, it's distracting. So you wear that to a meeting and they're not able to focus on what you're saying. You're making a presentation, and the moment you are in a professional setting and there is something distracting about what you're wearing, you've lost your audience already. I mean, the way you're dead will not be consistent because your outfit is constantly distracting. So it's super important that everything you wear is in the right place. Business casualism is a bit more relaxing. You can play with colors. Why you can't wear a lilac or pink suit in business professional? You can't do that in business casual. Your comfort comes into play. For business professional, you wear that jacket whether you like it or not, and you will learn to like it. So it's important that when you fill your wardrobes with blazers and jackets and pants and all of that, it's important that you're comfortable with them in them. Business casual, you can play around with colors. You can do a bit of khakis, neutral colors, muted colors. Can't be anything bright. You can do your polos and your t-shirts as long as you have at least a casual blazer thrown over it. So while you are relaxed and comfortable, you still need to look like you're standing on business. That's for business casual. Key word for business professional and business casual is business. I mean, I just wanted to point that out. For smart casual, and this is where a lot of office dress codes actually fall into. I worked with Konga as a fashion buyer for a little while, and it was smart casual. You need to look smart, but you can still play around with colors and silhouettes and stuff like that. So you can do your blouses, you can do a bit more colors, as long as they're not radical or overly distracting, as long as there is still modesty. Modesty is so important, right? So you can do colors, you can play around with silhouettes, you can ditch the jacket, yay. You can do cardigans, and it has a lot more style variety. For casual, should I even go there? I'm sure we know what casual stands for. Yeah, Friday casuals, yay. Okay. Sorry. Vibrant choices work every time. So I want to sound a note of warning. We need to be careful about the style choices we make, because style choices differ from office to office, the same way dress codes differ from office to office. Some offices are through and through business professional. Some others are smart casual, and others are, the other kinds of dress codes. So I created this collage to present to everyone how wide dress code options can be depending on what your niche is. So here's the thing. This is a professional in an orange top and pink pants. This works for her job, her career, and what she's doing. This is also a professional in a green jacket with, yellow pocket square. There are some places that if you walk into looking like this, you are immediately discredited on site. They will not even wait to hear what you're saying. And even if you make a compelling presentation, they're still like, just because of the way you look, So I want you to take a careful look at everybody here. There is, in the next slide or so, I created categories to explain better. Bold colors and classic styles make a powerful impression in professional settings. Bold colors differ. Classic styles remain classic styles, but please be careful how you work with bold colors. There are some places where you can wear white pants to or cream pants to. There are places where you have to stick with your black and navy blue. There are places where your jeans are allowed, and there are places where if you want to play with your job, just wear jeans to the office. You understand? So it's important to know that the extent of colorful and bold varies from industry to industry. Accessories, I just chipped this in here because I wanted to explain how important these are as a part of our wardrobe. I think I should, yeah, I'll come back to accessories, please. I want to go here first. So I was talking about how style choices differ from industry to industry. So let's take a look at this. Professional services, like law, finance, consulting, combo tech, ed tech, fintech, and all that, arts and creativity. You can clearly, you can clearly see the differences in how everybody looks, right? Law, finance, consulting, you have to look a certain way because of the level of risk associated with that industry. I want to say that again. Let this sink in. You have to look a certain way compulsorily because of the level of risk associated with that industry. We're talking about law, we're talking about money, we're talking about consulting, we can put medicine in there too. Because people need to see you and trust you because of the amount of risk involved. And then we have tech. Tech, tech falls into business casual. You look like a serious human being. You know, you need to look like you know what you're saying. You need to look like you're standing on business. You need to get you need to get them to trust you just looking at you, and then you have a chance to buy them when you actually make your presentation, or all of that. And then we have arts and creativity. If a guy came in wearing, I don't know if you can see the picture I'm highlighting right now. And someone let me know if they can see this. If a guy came in wearing this green sweater, overlaid over the white shirt and the pink pants, and he was coming to meet a potential client in finance, I want to ask you a question. If you had a meeting with someone that was supposed to be say a manager, doesn't have to be executive manager, say a manager, or just someone that's into edtech or fintech, or a consultant that was supposed to walk you through the best investments for your portfolio. The person was supposed to walk you through building your investment portfolio, walk you through the right places to put your money, and how you can calculate ROI and all of that. And this guy in a green sweater and pink pants walked in. I want you to be honest. I want you to be honest. He hasn't said anything to you yet, but you're sitting at the table in this location you guys picked out, and you just you get a call and it tells you, oh, I'm coming, I'm walking right in now, I'm wearing a face cap and all of that, and this person walks towards you. I'm genuinely interested in what your first thoughts will be. I'm not saying you will cancel him, but I'm genuinely interested in what your first thoughts will be. Like, what would you think if this guy dressed like this, or the person or any of these outfits per se, were supposed to be representing you, or you were supposed to sign a contract with them, where they would represent you in some way or the other in any of these professional services? You would start to question yourself, like, am I sure I made the right choice? Is this a good idea? Am I sure this person works? That sort of thing. And you would not be absolutely sure of your choices any longer, right? It's the same with any of all these places. How you dress very, very, very much affects how people perceive you, and will dictate how quickly you rise in whatever your choosing career is. Okay, so I want to go back quickly to how accessories make and break your outfit. Okay, Okay, so where accessorizing is concerned, depending on what your dress code is, choose quality over quantity. Please, I'm begging you. It is so important. Look, your career is important to you. If your career is important to you, you have most likely probably studied the people who have grown in that chosen career. You would probably notice how they pay very close attention to detail. Quality over quantity every single time. Stick with elevated basics. You know, it's important that those camisoles are great. It's important that the t-shirt is great quality and feels comfortable on your skin. It's important on whatever basics you own are very matters. Features matter. Buy less clothing and more accessories. Let me explain this really quickly. You can wear the same shirt so many different ways. If you have neckties, scarves, brooches, waistcoats, cardigans, to change how they look every single time. You can wear the same pair of pants differently with different belts, a different jacket. You understand what I'm saying? So the amount of clothes you have are not as important as the amount of accessories you own, because your accessories are what give your entire outfit life. So look at just I want you to envision a lady in a black dress and a guy in a white shirt, black suit, black pants. I'm intentionally keeping it basic so that it's easy to envision. Now, the lady wearing the black dress, imagine her in red bottom heels. Doesn't have to be high. Kitten heels are fine. They're comfortable and you can wear them for hours. Imagine her with, sleek shoes, a tiny waist belt, a gold wristwatch, beautiful pearl earrings, and a necklace that tells you, I'm here, but I'm not the focus, right? Now, imagine this man. Oh, and then, of course, the handbag, super important. Structured, can take everything she's holding so she's not carrying 5 things and feeling and looking clumsy. Now, imagine the man in a white shirt, dress shirt, you understand? A nice pin in his front pocket, or a pocket square, beautiful Oxfords or brogues, like clean shoes. Like you want to bend down and help him clean it if you sense any bit of dust. You understand? Nice looking belt. Now, all these accessories that I just mentioned, take all of this away and imagine the clothes without all of these accessories. They are going to look so drab. And that is the power of accessorizing. They can make or break your outfit. You can literally be wearing something looking overly plain, and the moment you add those shoes, the moment you add that scarf, the moment you wear those earrings, boom, it's almost like it's a whole different outfit. Scarves, shoes, ties, handbags, wristwatches, belts, they are all important. All of these elements have very important parts to play in elevating any look. So this is supposed to be interactive. So I think that everybody would need to unmute themselves because I want us to do this together. Now, this is a case study, right? You're expected to show up to a series of meetings this week, and I would like you to pick out your outfits. There are 16 outfits here, and I would like everybody to actually work with me on this. So you have a board meeting with C-suite executives and investors. What outfit would you go for? Just let me know by the number. What outfits would you go for if you have those? I mean, I have my answers, but We are doing this together, so I can't hear anybody.
Okay, sorry, Amaka. People are dropping their answers in the comment section.
Oh boy. Okay.
Yes, you can see answers there. Yes, people have been responding there.
Are you serious? Me, I've not. Oh, okay. I haven't been checking at all.
Okay, maybe I should just read them to you so you don't have to collapse the screen.
Thank you so much. Yes,
You're
yes, I don't want to go off
welcome.
the screen.
So people saying 4, 13. I think this person is a man. He says 16. Yes, he's a guy. 16.
16, okay.
8. Ladies are saying 4, 13. Another lady saying 13.
Yeah. Okay.
Somebody else, a guy said 3. A guy said 3.
Okay. Okay.
Someone is saying 10. Another lady is saying 10. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So, C-suite executives are senior level managers. And remember that thing we said about first impressions? Yeah. So, you might need to be careful about 3 because, we're not doing sexy. We're doing serious business. And while 3 would work for, other kinds of professional settings, it might not work for a meeting with a senior level manager. I want to mention this quickly before we move on. You see, when you're rising through the ranks in a professional setting, you need to remember that these are people, you're working with people whose time is very important to them. They don't have a second to waste. So if you cannot make a case in 3 seconds, in 5 seconds, you already lost them. You might, if for example, it's a meeting where you're pitching a business or proving that you are competent enough to get a contract or something like that, you have seconds. Remember I said this in the beginning, right? That it takes 7 seconds max, psychologically proven, for people to look at you and decide what they think about you. Now, put this in a setting where you're trying to pitch something to senior level managers and executives and investors. You cannot afford to distract them in any way by what you're wearing. Number 4 for ladies is awesome. You see, while you look super stylish and sleek, you also look like I am here for business. Like, let us start. I love how super sleek it is. It is stylish, it is edgy, and it is still modest. It gives nothing away except the fact that you are standing on business. 16 for guys, wonderful. It makes a lot of sense. The colors are right. Number 5 could actually work too. 14 is not a bad idea, but you might need to be careful depending on what industry it is. For some industries, the sweater on the inside might be a down thumb. So you need to be careful where that fits in. But ideally, it's not a bad idea. It just might depend on the industry. 13 for ladies, awesome. That works great. So let's move on. A virtual stand-up meeting or an office show-up. What would you wear to a virtual stand-up meeting or an office show-up? I believe we know what this is. Those meetings where you want to have a quick, let's go over this thing. What are we focusing on this week? What have we done this week? This person, what you're supposed to work on, how far is it? That those meetings are usually really brief and straight to the point and all of that. Ideally, what would your outfits be for meetings like that?
Okay, so people are saying, yes, I'm here, don't worry, I'm here for you, don't worry. So people are saying, guys are saying 1, another guy is saying 12 or 7. Okay, no, this is a lady, sorry, she's saying 12 or 7.
Well,
I said 6. Other ladies are saying 6.
Okay.
Another lady just said 15.
15. Okay. Yes. So because some of these kinds of meetings are business casual / smart casual, depending on the industry. Everybody is correct this time around. 1 works great, 7 works too. In some offices, 7 might be a bit underdressed, but 7 works too. 6 definitely, 12 definitely, 14, yeah, that works great. So next, your first meeting with a new or existing corporate. What would it be? What would you wear to your first, yeah?
So we have 4. We have 4. 16.
16.
We have 10 or 13. Okay. We have 8. We have 16.
Okay. Oh, yeah, this is good. I'm actually quite excited because
we have 13. Someone saying 8 or 13.
8 or 13. Yeah, yes. Those work. I love the balance in the responses. I can detect the differences in industries that are responding. But why I'm actually excited is because they all actually work. So for the person that said 4, it must be a very technical professional, technical industry. Meeting with a new existing corporate will require you to look serious, but it depends on the person or the purpose of the meeting. So everybody's answers are right. And then this is the fun one: industry event, conference, dinner. What is everybody wearing? I don't even need to ask. I have a feeling that some people feel like what is appropriate is not in this picture collage at all. But let me just hear what everybody has to say. Industry event, conference, or dinner. So
waiting for the rest. Okay, we have 8. Waiting for other responses. Somebody else saying 1. Someone is saying 12 or 10. 15, 10.
Yeah, I definitely knew 15 would
5.
Okay, so
3. People are still choosing. Someone saying 3. Okay, 3 has finally called. Okay, 3. I think 3 works for that too.
3 has finally gotten in.
Yes, 3 has.
See, if it is for industry event, conference, and dinner that I put 3. That is the only purpose that 3 is serving here, right? So do we have all the responses now?
It looks like it. Yes.
Okay, so I want to explain something real quick. You see, it's not just about the clothes. It's the aura. It's how the clothes sit on you. You see this uncle in number 3. What he's wearing, if this uncle in number 5 is wearing it, it might not look the same way. There is something called aura that we exude when we dress up. It goes hand in hand with self-confidence, where your style choices are concerned. This person in number 3 didn't exactly come to work. He came to have a good time, right? 12 is a good balance. 9 is a very good balance. I mean, you throw a blazer on this to work or even go without one depending on the industry. And when it's time to have a good time, you can still fit in with a switch in accessories and jewelry. You understand? 10 works. I'm happy with all of the responses because while it's a dinner or an industry event, perhaps a cocktail, everybody is out to have drinks and network and all, it is still work. So it's super important how you present yourself. It's very important that after that event, that dinner, whatever conference it is, that people can still remember you and remember you in good taste. It's very important what people remember how after they've met you, right? So work, whatever the event is, as long as it is work, it is for professional reasons, even if it is more relaxed or anything, you really need to look put together. So I wanted to share this to explain the power of accessorizing. I'm going to go through this real quick. Every outfit here can fit into one dress code or the other. But this is what I was trying to explain when I asked you to envision a man and a woman wearing certain things, putting the accessories and jewelry on them, and then taking it away. This is a clear example. I want you to look at some of these outfits. Look at them without the accessories, jewelry, grooming, and then look at them with. Look, in climbing up the ladder in a professional or career setting, whatever career it is, details are so important. Grooming is important. Your choice of shoes are important. How you pair your clothes together are important. How your clothes sit on you, so important. The accessories, the bags, the work clothes, the watches you choose to wear are so important. Quick story. I actually listened to this in a different conference. There was this guy that was trying to buy a house, and the owner of the property had decided that between himself and the other person bidding for it, was a really large property, that he was definitely not going to get it, that I think there was some sort of personal relationship between him and the other person. And this person that really wanted the house, that was sharing the story, said that he had lost all hope. But he felt like, until I'm actually told you are not going to get it, let me just, go for the bidding anyways. This thing where they're showing houses and, people come around, look around and decide. So this was like the final day, and they were going to have these two families come and look around, and he was going to give his final decision. I mean, the owner of the property. This guy decides that he's going to pay a bit more attention to his looks, just so that hopefully, just maybe, he might score a chance at owning the property, even though he had reason not to bother, right? He wears this wristwatch that has, like, it's a family heirloom that has passed down, and then came from his father, passed down to him and all that, and then paid a bit more attention to his choice of jacket, his pants, and how he looked, and went to this meeting. Long story short, I know you already know that it's a happy ending. He got it, but it's the reason why. It is the reason why. The owner called him aside and said, "Look, I said already that I wasn't going to give you this. But the moment you walked in and I saw that Rolex on your wrist, I knew," this is what the owner of the property said, "I knew that you could handle a property as expensive as this and maintain it and keep it in good taste." Now, listen, what if he's somebody that bought the Rolex for him? What if somebody dashed him? What if the owner of the property doesn't know how he got the Rolex? No, what if he didn't buy? Like, do you understand? The owner of property has perceived that this person is the kind of person I want on my property, is the kind of person that should own this, is the kind of person that should fill this position, is the kind of person that can handle this. Do you understand? Just by looking at how he's dressed and a wristwatch, get this, he got something he wanted so bad because of his choice of wristwatch. Listen, guys, details are important. Ladies, your hairdo matters. There are some wigs that are not flattering. There are some kind of braids that don't work. Discover the things that work and pay attention to them, please. The shoes you wear, guys, there are clothes you wear and meetings you go to that you don't wear sneakers to. I want you to put yourself in the shoes of some of these people that are, senior executives and senior managers and, people in positions that you are hoping to fill one day. And ask yourself this question: if you were in that position and someone needed your attention or audience dressed the way you're dressing, should they even pay attention to you? You'd have your answer. So quickly, tips for maintaining a professional image online. First one, declutter, please. This is so important. So here's the thing, you will have much fewer wardrobe malfunctions if in the first place, the right things are in your wardrobe. I mentioned something about rushing out, and then finding out that you're not wearing something you would have preferred to wear or not being comfortable with your style choices. Here's the thing about decluttering. If your wardrobe has only things that are good for you, sit well on you, fit you properly, chances of you wearing the wrong thing in a hurry are super, super low. Automatically, all of your style choices are right because everything in your wardrobe is right. So the first assignment is this. When we are done with this webinar, please, I am actually begging. I say this all the time, and it's the first thing I do when I'm dealing with clients. Declutter your wardrobe. You know what your career goals are. You know what your style goals are. When you close your eyes and you think about where you want career is concerned, there's a way you see yourself looking. Every single item of clothing that does not work, get it out. Every single one, get it out of your wardrobe. If you look at this shirt or this pants or this jacket and it does not immediately give you shoulder pad, it has no business in your wardrobe. Invest in basics. The right t-shirts are important. The right camisoles are important. The right shoes are important. That is why quality will trump quantity anytime. 5 great shoes will forever be better than a whole section of the wall filled with God knows what. Do you understand? Invest in basics that you're comfortable in, basics that you can fit in easily at every point and you are sure of yourself. Discover your personal style. Now, this is so important, to discover your personal style. Yeah, so that thing that was said about children. Yeah, someone is at the door that needs my attention, so I had to ask for help. Sorry, everybody. Discover your personal style. Yes, there are people that are so into blazers. I'm one of them. I don't necessarily, I work in the fashion industry. I don't have to always be on blazers, but I've discovered that my go-to outfits are a good pair of joggers, a good camisole, and blazers that fit really well. That is me. That is my personal style. I love to be comfortable, but I love to balance that comfort with something that speaks to some level of power or structure. That is my personal style. You have to discover what your personal style is. And this is the easiest way to discover your personal style. Ask yourself every time you want to pick an outfit, what is the first thing you always reach for? And make a list. The things that you always reach for make up your personal style. For some people, and I have a few clients like this, they love dresses. All kinds of dresses, especially when they are wrap dresses. Some personal styles are, cover a wide range, and some of them are pretty specific. For some people, they just love two-piece outfits. Those casual ones, two-piece. Some people, they just love colors, specific colors. What is your personal style? Your personal style will help you narrow down the items that should fill your wardrobe. And then this is the most important one. What is your body shape? Do you know what your body shape is? Dressing for your body shape can make or break your outfit almost as easily as accessories will. I want to paint a quick picture. A woman that is an inverted triangle typically has broad shoulders and narrow hips. I would need you to work with me and imagine what I'm doing, what I'm saying. If you have, in retrospect, I should have had images, I'm sorry. If you are an inverted triangle as a lady, you have wide shoulders and you have narrow hips, right? If you are an inverted triangle as a man, you have wide shoulders and narrow hips. Now, this is the interesting irony. Women who are inverted triangles work to increase the width, to have more volume on the bottom. Men who are inverted triangles are super happy because the inverted triangle male, that is typically the dream board for most men. Do you understand the difference that body shapes make? Now, if you're an inverted triangle, you have broad shoulders. It means that everything you wear, your jackets, your blouses, your shirts should be in muted colors, right? They should be dark colors because you're not trying to draw attention to your upper body, right? On the other hand, for men, it doesn't matter, really, right? It's the same thing with rectangular body shapes. The rectangle body shape, your shoulders, your waist, your hips are about, the same width. So you basically look like a rectangle or a banana or a stick, no curves, basically. Now, the idea for your style choices would be to use clothes to create volume and to create movement, right? For guys, it would be the same thing, but not as strict as for women. So for guys who have rectangular body shapes, the moment they have a belt on, it creates a level of definition. They are good to go. But for women, it might need to be a bit more detailed. It's not just in creating dimension with belts. You would need to be careful about your outfit choices. Body cons are a no-no, for example, because think about it. If you already do not have curves, what is that extra fitted dress? Extra fitted dresses shouldn't even be in the themselves. Let's move on. Dressing for your body shape is important. You need to find out what your body shape is because it determines what is in your wardrobe. If you are rectangular, if you are a triangle, if you're an inverted triangle, for women, if you're an hourglass, all the other shapes apply to men too. For women, if you're an hourglass, if you're an apple applies to men and women too. Let me address this quickly because I know that body shapes and the way your body is made up is a bit of a sensitive subject. And I understand that. I've worked with a lot of people, a lot of clients, and while I respect their sensitivities where their body is concerned, I try to find a balance and still explain to them how that the things in their wardrobe matters. So for example, if you are apple-shaped as a man or a woman, it means that you have a prominent tummy area. This will very, very, very much affect the things you wear. But here's the thing, you can still look good and you can still look really smart no matter what your body shape is. So I want you to go the extra mile. Use your dimensions. This information is online. Use your dimensions, find out what your body shape is, and find out what you should be wearing based on that body shape. I promise you, it is a big game changer. Quick fashion hacks, I'm almost done. Fit matters. Please stop wearing shirts that are tight. If the buttons are bursting, it is too tight. If you cannot do this in a blazer, if you can't raise your arms up, it is too tight. If your pants, if you're scared of sitting down and your pants ripping, they are too tight. You understand? When you wear those shoes and you are limp walking, lose the shoes. Listen, in a professional setting, again, these things are important. It's important. Your gait is important. Your aura is important. How you carry yourself is important. All of these things are super, super, super important. Fit matters. Wear well-fitting clothes. They shouldn't be too loose. If you are plus size here, please believe me, wear clothes up at most go behind clothes. I'm talking to both men and women. I'm not talking to just women. Don't hide behind big things because you feel like they will conceal anything. No, please. There are clothes that would still look absolutely amazing on you. You understand? So if you have any reason to feel like you have something to hide, identify what that thing is specifically that you're hiding and deal with it. For example, you could have large upper arms and you're a bit sensitive about not showing your arms and all of that. Great. Wear butterfly sleeves or flared sleeves. Don't always wear stuff that stops at your wrist just because you have to cover your arms. Ensure that there is still style in whatever clothing that you're wearing. If it is too tight, it is a bad choice. If it is too loose, it is also a bad choice. So please find the balance. Invest in workwear essentials. Your blazers are important. Your choice of blazers, pants, the right shoes. Wear perfumes discreetly. And this is why I said discreetly. If you walk into a room and people start coughing because of your perfume, no, please. It shouldn't be, you know. By discreet, I mean be careful about the fragrances that you put on. Let your fragrances not be disruptive. And thank God for oil perfumes. Thank God for designer dupes. If you don't have 250K for perfume, if you don't have 50,000 naira, if you don't have 180K, if you don't have 500K, if you don't have 20K, there are oil perfumes that cost 500 naira for 30 mil. Look, I'm talking to young professionals. This information is important. How you smell. How you smell is important. Please, let us help ourselves. There are some people, remember I'm talking about perception. You sit beside some people and you have already decided what you think about them because of how they smell, good or bad. Some people will sit beside you and immediately you want to change your seat. Some people sit beside you and you start to lean a little closer because you need to get a bit more of that, you know. It's super important how you smell. So please wear perfumes. Be careful what perfumes you wear and wear them discreetly. Don't be disruptive in your choices. Invest in versatile basics, especially inner and outerwear. Your camisoles will make it easier to wear different blazers. Your t-shirt will make it easier to have several other suit combinations. It's super important that your basics are as versatile as possible. I'm wearing a camisole now. It's stripped and in different colors. I can style this same camisole with a skirt. I can style it with jeans. I can style it with a cardigan. I can style it under a pinafore. I can style it so many ways. I can put a crop top over it and wear mom jeans underneath. There are so many ways to style as long as you have versatile basics. It makes your style choices easier. Most importantly, know your dress code. Your dress code will determine what your basics are. Your dress code will determine how these things should fit. Your dress code will determine the blazers, the pants, and the right shoes to wear. Oof, we are done. So here's the truth. Your way of dressing is a reflection of your self-image and your personal style. Humans are natural. Permit me to raise my voice. Humans are naturally judgmental. We are judgmental. We make assumptions based off of what we see. We are visual beings. We judge things based off of what we can see. And oftentimes you might not have a chance to change that perception. Please remember, perception and confidence. Perception and confidence. You might not have a second chance to make a second impression. It's important that right off the bat, you are looking your absolute best. Before I go, one more thing, right? I don't know if anybody here has heard of the term called enclothed cognition. Enclothed cognition is basically a psychological effect that describes how you feel because of what you're wearing. This is actually a research that was carried out and has been carried out a couple more times after the first one was carried out. Right. So there are two test groups. One group is told that these lab coats they are wearing are owned by doctors, and another group was told that the same lab coats are owned by painters, artists. And then they were given tasks to be done, you understand? And at the end of these tasks, the results showed that the group that, were told that the lab coats were owned by doctors, their results were more detailed, carried a lot more description than the ones that were told that the lab coats were owned by painters. This is the theory of enclothed cognition, because and in some of the experiments the lab coats were just just here on the table beside them. Some of them wore it, in some cases it was just beside them, but just the presence of an outfit that represents detail in the workplace influenced their own results. It's amazing. So those blazers, how you look, those clothes, those ties, the pocket squares, your entire outlook, it definitely plays a role in your efficiency and your delivery. Final thought, dress the way you'd love or you'd want to be addressed. Simple. All done.